Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Myself Arpita Paul and I am back again with another new video. And today I will discuss what is method or function in Java. How you can define your own method or function in one program. Okay, so for that you need to know what is the basic thing, what is the definition of method or function. Okay, so let's move on to the description part. So first thing you need to know what is a method. So basically, a method is a group of statements that together performs a task. And we can divide up our large code into separate small parts, that is methods or functions. So basically when we have a block of code, a big one, then separately we will perform each of the part. How? Means we will separate the full program into small parts. So each of those small parts are functions or methods. Both are same. If it is asked you what is a method or what is a function, both are same. This is another name of method. Function is another name of method. So basically function or methods are the small programs which will together complete one big task. Okay, and it is very useful because when we are getting a big task or a lot of work, then if we are dividing it into small parts, then each part will separately we can execute and we can check the errors. If there is any error, we can find out errors easily and we can remove those errors also. Okay, so that is the advantages of using methods or functions. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, that is types of methods. So how many types of methods we have? We have basically two types of methods, and those are library methods. Library methods are the predefined or inbuilt methods, and in case of library methods we only needs to call the method. We don't need to define it or we don't need to declare it in our own. It is already declared, it is predefined, we will just use it or we will call it. And second one is user defined method, and in case of user defined method, this is defined by the user, and this has three parts. First one is method declaration. That means you have to declare the method, you have to mention the name of the method, then you have to define the method, that is the purpose of the method or what task will be performed by that specific method, and then you have to call it to use that method. Okay, these are the types of the methods we have in Java. Now, what is a method prototype? That is one of the important questions. So basically a method or function prototype is the first line of the function definition that tells about the type of value returned by the method or function and the number of arguments passed by the method along with their data type. So basically method or function prototype is the first line of the method where we are declaring the return type of the method and we are declaring the parameters or the argument passed within the method. And here whatever parameter we are passing, how many parameters we are passing, and what is the data type of that specific parameter, that is also specified within the first line of the method. Let me show you one example. When we are writing this example, that is public int maximum int a comma int b. So here maximum is the method name. Okay, and it is integer type, that means it will return integer type value, and as we have mentioned the access specifier public, that means it is accessible to all other methods within the class. And then we are passing two variables a and b which are integer type. So everything is defined within this first line or the method declaration. Okay, so this is called method prototype. Okay, now how to declare the method? Let me show you. While we are declaring the method, what is the syntax? How to do that? So for that we have to mention the data type, then method name, then within the bracket we will pass the argument or the parameter, and then we will start the bracket, second bracket. Within the bracket we will mention the method body, that means the task which will be performed by this method, and the return type with that. So the data type can be anything like void, int, float, or any other data type. Void means return nothing. If we are mentioning the data type as void, then we will return nothing here. There will be no return type. Void means empty, that means return nothing. In case of int, if we are mentioning it integer type, then it should return one integer type value. Or for float, double, any other data type, we have to return that specific data type value at the end of the method. Okay. Now moving on to the method name. Method name can be anything. It is totally user defined. So user will give any name in their own. But do remember one thing, you cannot use any keyword while you are declaring the method. That means any predefined word you cannot use, because the predefined words are already having a specific meaning. So this is one user defined method. So here you will define the name and it should be a different one. Okay. Now argument or parameter is used to process any value. So we will take input here using this argument or parameter, and then we will use those values within the method to execute the statements or to perform any specific task. Okay. Now how to do that I will show you later. Now see what type of argument we can send. So there are two types of argument. First one is actual argument and second one is formal argument. So let me explain this with one simple example. So here I have provided public static void main string args. Then I am calling the method using the object. We have to create the object. How to do that I will show you with one program. Now here using the object we are calling the method and we are passing the value 10 comma 20. So directly we are providing the values here. So this is called actual argument. So we are providing the actual value, that is why it is called actual argument. Now here you can see while I am declaring the method void sum, I have written int x comma int y. So this is the formal argument. We are not directly providing the value and we are using different variable to input the value. This is called formal argument. So these argument types are very important. Difference between these two arguments is important. So this can come in your ICSE exam. So please study it. Now next, moving on to the variable declaration type. So how many types of variable we can declare? There are two types of variable description. One is global, which is here the variable can be accessed inside and outside a method. So global means accessible to all. So global, anything which is global, it can be accessed within the method and outside the method also. And another one is local declaration. There variables can be accessed only inside the method. Local means accessible within one locality, and here that locality is the method. So inside the method we can only use this local declaration. Okay, so let me show you with one example. See here I have created one class and then within the class I have declared two variable a and b. And within the main method, I have declared three variables s, x and y, and then written x equals to x plus y. So here this variable a and b, okay, this is global declaration. This a and b, these two are global declaration. And these variables s, x and y, these are local declaration. Why? Because these are declared inside the main method. So this is accessible within the main method only. Outside the main method there is no existence of s, x and y. But a and b, as these two are global, so it is accessible inside this void main method and outside the method also. Okay, this is the difference between global and local declaration. Now next, moving on to the calling type. I told you that we will declare the variable, we will declare the method, we will define the method, and to use that method we have to call it. So how many types of call we have in Java? So first one is call by value. It is also called pass by value. So if the data is passed by value, then the data is copied from the variable to a variable used by the method. So that is called call by value. Let me show you the example. Public static void main string args, then ob.sum. Using the object we are calling the sum method and passing two values 10 and 20. So this is called call by value. Directly we are providing the value. Okay, this is also called call by value or pass by value. Now moving on to the next one, that is call by reference or pass by reference. Here if the data is passed by reference, an object or array is passed instead of the actual variable. Now see the example here. Here we will create the object. In case of call by value, we will create the object, and using the object we will call the method and we will provide the values within the method as argument or parameter. But in case of call by reference, directly object will be passed within the method as argument or parameter. See the difference here. I have created the object of one class named test, then within the method sum I have passed the object. Okay, so this is how easily you can create the object of the class, and you can call the method. So these are the basic related topic in user defined method. Now in my next video I will show you how you can create one user defined method in BlueJ using the Java. Okay, so until then, stay tuned everyone. Thank you. Like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you have any video suggestion, please mention it in the comment section below. So stay tuned. Thank you.